everyone. Welcome to our weekly question or Q&A webinar. This is Simon with AvaTrade, and I'm sorry for breaking my promise. I promised that Dan will be in today, but it looks like I'm covering for him again, and hopefully next week he will pick it up. I know he's doing a great job, much better than I do. He's been doing these webinars for a very long time. So, a few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman. I'm a senior account manager with AvaTrade. I've been involved with trading for over 23 years. And currently, I'm very happy that I have an opportunity to assist our customers. Risk warning, you can find a full statement at avatrade.com. And everything we do here is, of course, for educational purposes only. Also, I wanted to share with you our channels. You have Telegram, you have Twitter, and the YouTube channel of AvaTrade, where you can find a lot of information, including educational material, tutorials, and also the webinars are being recorded and posted on a YouTube channel. And if you miss or you can't make a webinar, you can watch it in recording. And the agenda of the webinar, or the questions, pretty much here are the common questions. Just to give you an example, people ask different things, and these are a few of the questions that pop up. Question about AvaProtect, about the important events, fundamental analysis, and so on. So I'm very happy that I have an opportunity to assist you here. Now, of course, the initiative comes from you. So it would be great if we had tons of questions today. I'll be happy to answer them. We have time up to an hour, and we'll be going on until either time runs out or we run out of questions. That's also a possibility. And also think about the questions that you ask. It's not just for you. There are a lot of people that will be watching the recording. Also, people in the audience might be interested in the answers that will be coming to your questions. Okay. Also, I forgot to do what I usually do. I've been talking for a few minutes, and I need someone, please, to confirm that you could hear me by just typing in the questions area. Just type OK. So I know that I wasn't speaking just to myself. Guys, just type OK if you could hear me. Thank you very much. Anyone? 1 2 1 2. Testing. Again, if you could hear me. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. And also, please type C or SEE if you could see okay the presentation. All right, just type SEE. So okay was for audio, and SEE will be for seeing the presentation. And again, thank you guys for your assistance here. All right, I got the loud and clear, thank you. But how about the visual? Wonderful, beautiful, thank you. You guys are very helpful. Thank you very much. So we're good to go, and I would like to start receiving questions. We have a nice audience here. Again, if this is your first time, don't be shy. I see some people that were here last week, so definitely feel free to ask questions. And again, these are the examples of the questions. Anything in regards to trading, I'll be happy to answer. I hope I'll be able to answer all the questions. And if there are questions that I'm not sure, I will not be hiding, and I will be telling you that I really don't know. But feel free, and let's start. Who's going to be the brave one to start with the questions? So basically, you just type the question in the same area where you wrote OK or C. Just type a short question. I'm going to read it to everyone, and then give an answer. All right. You don't need to ask for permission, raising hands or anything. You just type the question there and I will read them. Okay. Let's go, guys. Let's start. It could be questions about the platform. It could be questions about the execution of the trades. Anything that comes to your mind, feel free. There's no stupid questions, of course. Okay. All right. So we have, again, I apologize if I mispronounce your names. I'm not so great with pronouncing names. So Zafar is asking, how would you suggest making investment and trading in a bear market? Great question, right? So what does it mean bear market? Bear market is the opposite of a bull market, right? That means that the market is falling. So there are a few ways of making the money. And one is, and the simple one, the way the stocks or any instruments going higher, so you're buying in order to sell it at the higher price. Traders actually like the bear market because they can sell short or you sell the borrowing instrument and then you buy it back or you cover your trade at the lower trades and you take the difference. All right. And actually, that's the definition of trading with CFDs, contract for difference. You're trying to make the profit on the price. So when things are going higher, just give you an example. Something is at the $5 per share or uh, anything. Like just for an example, something costs $5 now, and we are moving higher. So you're expecting it to go to 6, 7, 8, or 5.50. Anything higher than 5, it's already profit. Of course, the spread, and if you hold it for a long time, there's some overnight swaps, but that's not the serious expense, right? So let's say you bought something at 5, you sold it later at 6, could be the same day or next week, and you make that difference of $1. So if you bought 100 shares, you multiply it by $1, you made $100. The same thing could be happening in opposite direction. If that same company share is falling and you sell it at 5, and you know that it can go to 4, 3, 2, 1, and then let's say for an example, you sold it at 5, you covered your position at 4, you made $1 profit. The same thing as if you were buying at 5, selling at 6 on the bull market. Okay, so that's one of the things. Now, another thing that also the investors are using, that they really on the bear market, they look for opportunities for some undervalued assets. So they buy them at the lower prices, and when things turn around, they sell them at the higher prices. Okay, that's the second one. And of course, there are day traders and scalpers that could trade both directions within the same day or the same hour and the same minute. Okay, so these are the things that you can do in the bear market. Of course, there's also a chance that people don't trade. They just wait for things to fall and hit the bottom and then turn around. But it's not us. We're not really investors. And again, maybe there are some investors among us, but there are few scenarios. But the most common thing of making money on the falling market or the bear market is selling short. Okay, monetizing on falling market, that means selling at the higher price and covering or buying back at the lower price and booking the profits. Okay, next question. If you can please assist with how AvaProtect works, I'll be happy to. Let's start with this. And Michael is asking this question. So I have over here the platform. So again, before I go, it's very important to mention that AvaProtect works only on WebTrader, which is the one you're seeing now, and also on the app, on our in-house app, called AvaTrade Go. Those things are the ones that are providing those tools. And AvaProtect works in a similar way as your coverage with the insurance. Again, we don't call it insurance. It's the instrument that gives you ability to protect yourself against the potential losses. Okay, and it works like this. And I think last week I showed it, so for whoever was here last week, bear with us. And of course, Michael wasn't here, he wouldn't be asking the question, so we're gonna with pleasure go into explaining it. So let's see here. Let's say if we want to trade, one second. Okay, trade. So again, another important thing to mention that AvaProtect only works on Forex or currencies and gold and silver. So for instance, again, just let's say you want to trade anything. You want to trade Euro USD, for instance. I bring it up. Okay. So you bring that instrument up, and as long as you see, this is the order window where you can place your order. So you choose the amount or the lot. So you can go by lot, as you could see things increase. So let's say you want to, just for an example, you want to trade 0.1 position, or let's just for calculation, yeah, 0.1, that's fine. 10,000 units of euro dollar, okay? You look at the chart, for instance, I don't know, you take 30-minute chart, and you decide that you'd like to, I don't know, let's take maybe a daily chart. Just, again, this is just an example, right? As I mentioned, we're not suggesting any trades here. But for instance, if you decide to buy Euro USD here, 0.1 lot or 10,000 units. And right here, you see AvaProtect, it's in yellow. So if you choose to use AvaProtect, you click over here, and then you choose the duration of your coverage. The minimum is 1 hour, and the maximum is 2 days. So let's say if you were looking at the daily chart, you probably want to protect yourself for a day or two, or I don't know, 6 hours. But for instance, you want to protect yourself for the longest period, right? Let's say 10 days. You want to buy 0.1. You want a protection for 2 days. And as you could see here, a beautiful thing that you get actually more protection. The earlier in the day you open it, the longer protection you have, because protection expires on the 16th. Here actually you have more days, because the 2 days mean the 2 trading days. So as you could see here, this thing protects you over the weekend. So Thursday trade is actually protecting you all the way till Monday, the 5 p.m. GMT, I guess. So this is the thing. It's very, very important. So you could see here that if you buy this amount and you cover yourself for 2 days, I mean, if it wasn't Thursday, it would be regular 2 days, but here you have the extension because of the weekend in between. It will cost you 29 pounds, right? This account is in pounds. So whatever, if you have account in dollar or euro, any other currency, you will see how much it costs you, okay? And as you could see here, this account doesn't have money, so I won't be able to open the trades. But we're showing here. So if you decide to open this trade, of course, you can set up take profit and stop loss, which in this case, stop loss would be probably not applicable because you're protecting yourself with AvaProtect. So the moment you open the trade, you are protected up until whatever it tells you here, until the 16th of October at 1700. You will see it, whatever it shows on your screen. And then you bought it, right? Now you really don't have to worry about the losses, right? This is your risk. This is your out-of-pocket money that you spend, and that's upfront being taken out of your account, right? So if you close that position with the profit within the coverage, I mean, nothing changed. You took a profit of, I don't know, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 1,000 pounds, whatever the move is. You already paid this. You have nothing to worry about. But for instance, if euro goes down and your loss within the coverage amounts to $100, $200, $1,000, I don't know, $5,000, with that loss, if you close within that loss and you take that loss, you will see reimbursement, the funds being added as coverage for the AvaProtect. And if you don't close and you went through the duration of the coverage and you still holding the position, so the same amount on the moment of the expiration of the coverage, your loss will be reimbursed, and then you're on your own. That carry on losses, if they grow, that's already on you. And then if you close it further down on the day or later on, the difference will be out of your pocket. And also, you cannot open the coverage to the position that's been open without the coverage. And also, you cannot add the coverage to the expired coverage. So it's individual per trade. And again, you choose the duration from an hour to 2 days, and you're fully covered within that period of time. Okay, I hope that worked. If you have any additional questions or need more details, which I think I covered it, feel free to, you can see tutorials, and you can speak to account manager. They'll be happy to explain. Okay. Next question. Alson is asking, what do you think about the euro for the coming week? Again, this is the question for the specific instruments. Euro for specific day, that would be talking about the trading, and I actually cover it in roundtable discussion on Wednesdays. So we're talking about the specific questions as far as into trading and fundamentals and things that I mentioned. Okay, we're not going to go into specific. This is not the market analysis webinar. Okay, so I'm very sorry. Okay. Okay. Moimin is asking, which stocks or assets will be affected by the situation in Israel now? Great question, and I hope that we all pray for Israel. Really, that energy is needed here, a lot of chaos. So, assets, as you know, since the war started on Saturday morning, Monday the market opened with the gap. Some markets, there was a move up on oil. There's move up on gold, a safe haven. And as far as the stocks, definitely defense stocks went up in the US and things like that. Okay. How AvaTrade is managing dividends? Is it added to the same account at the time of distribution? The dividends. Please provide more information, more details. The dividends, I think either added or subtracted, depends on either you bought or sold. But I tell you the truth, I don't know specific details when it's being added. So please refer to your account manager for more details. They'll be happy to assist. I'm not going to make up stories. I don't really know if it's the same day, same hour, and how is it being added, okay? Erishan is asking, how due to the screen size of the gadget affects me in trading? Okay, that's a good question. I think you know the answer to that question. If you'd like to, I personally do extended research on the instruments that I follow at least once a week, sometimes twice, when I'm preparing for the webinar. But over the weekend, I personally have few screens, so that's from being professional in the past. I need the space, Some people trade from one screen. Some people manage on the phone. It depends what you do. But when you do extended, let's say for the upcoming week research, I think the size of the screen is important because you don't need to use the magnified glass to watch things and to look at the charts. So again, it also depends on your ability and what you can afford to get. But it's logical that if you have more real estate, more space on your computer, you'll be seeing better and therefore probably more effective. Again, if you use the phone for managing your positions, it's totally fine. Or adjusting your stop loss, take profit, or adding to your positions or closing it, that's fine. But when you really want to do research, it's probably better to use the PC and maybe even multiple charts, multiple screens if you can. Okay. Let's see. I'm not choosing the question. I'm going one by one. The reason I'm pausing that I can't really see that well is my microphone is far from the screen and I don't want to move it to make noise. Okay, so Michael is asking if you're using AvaProtect with copy trading. No, because copy trading, the whole idea is automatic system, right? If you choose copy trading, I don't know, you can copy using an EA, you can copy using other sources that it's done on the servers, so you cannot combine both. So again, AvaProtect only works on manual orders that you place, and you're the one right here choosing the duration and choosing if you really want to use it or not. So these are only for manual trades and only done by you personally. Okay. Sorry, I can't read that question. St. Hank, you very much for the explanation. Michael, I'm not sure about the question. You might want to retype it. St. Hank, you very much for the explanation. Okay. Thank you very much. I apologize. That was misspelling. So it was capital St. Okay, you're very welcome, Michael. Okay. Alison is asking, what is the advantage of AvaTrade platform to other platforms? That's a tricky question. If I say there's no advantages, then you will ask me, so why should we trade with AvaTrade? If I say we have a lot of advantages, you know that I'm advertising the company I'm working for. So I'm being totally honest with you. Again, it depends what you're using. A lot of companies using MT4, MT5. We also offer it, so that's a good thing that you can use your EAs and everything else. You have AvaProtect with us. You have Signals with us. This is a new feature that we recently added that's provided by Trading Central, which is a great company worldwide providing signals and other things. But I think, again, working in the company and being in industry for a very long time, I think trading with AvaTrade, the highest advantage or the best advantage that you really have people that care. And I hope that you experience that care, and it's on all the levels. You have customer service, you have individual account managers that are working with you and really supporting you and caring. And I think that's the best advantage that you have with AvaTrade. And I'm totally honest by saying that. Okay. Alison is asking, where can I adjust my leverage on the platform? Unfortunately, you cannot adjust the leverage on the platform. As a reputable company and the company that serves pretty much most of the world, I think the only United States we're not working with, and maybe a few other countries that it's illegal to work with, but we have to comply with the regulations. So each regulation has the guidance as far as leverage. So it cannot be increased. In some cases, it can be decreased, probably, But I know your question is about increasing the leverage, because most of the people try to do that to be able to trade more with less money, but it's not possible. So the leverage is not being controlled on the platform, and it cannot be raised. The only way that the leverage can be raised, if it's let's say European Union or any other low leverage regulations, that you can become a professional trader. You need to go through a process of qualifying, and then you have a higher leverage, but it cannot be done by you. You need to provide certain things. Please, if you're interested, speak to your account managers. They'll go into details what you need, and it has to be approved, checked, approved, and then your account will be set as a professional account, and then you are able to have a higher leverage. Because just to remind you that the regulators are limited leverage for the protection of the traders. And that's the reason, if you prove that you're a professional trader, that means you have experience, and they think that you know how to manage your risk. Because the whole idea of a low leverage or lower leverage is to help retail customers to maybe lose less, put it in a simple way. Okay, so far we've been doing great. We're about half an hour into the webinar. Great questions. Do we have any more questions, guys? Please feel free. We still have time. I'll be happy to address more questions. Okay, Michael's asking, how do I set the hard stop on our social copy trading? Now, what do you mean hard stop, Michael? I'm not sure what that means. And again, our social copy trading, when you set it up for yourself, you have to go through a process of really setting up the risks for yourself. So as far as using how much equity you're using, what's your loss, and so on, you need to go through that, and it's totally up to you. You set it up for yourself. And again, if you have more specific questions about our social, please try to speak with your account managers and or manager, and they will be happy to answer or try to answer those questions. Okay, but you need to be, and that's a great question in general. Either you trade by yourself or you trade with copy trader or EA or anything. It is important to have your criteria. How much are you willing to risk out of your money? This way, you can control, and that's what called money management and risk management combined. Okay. Natakunda is asking, how can I enter the market at the time of news? I mean, physically or practically, you can enter the same way as you always enter. You can enter by market order, you can enter by pending orders or whatever it is. But I think your question, I assume your question is, how do you trade the news in general? Okay, you're not asking about the execution, because executing the trades is the same thing as during the news, after the news, no news, and so on. So there are a few things that traders are doing at the time of the news. Some traders do nothing. They know that it's not for them. Again, I will go through a few scenarios. So some traders don't like excitement. They like a calm way of trading. So they wait for the news. They wait till the dust settles, and then they decide to enter or not to, and which way, right? There's also the opposite way of traders approaching it. Some traders actually waiting for those news, and they love to do it. So they trade or scalp into the news, during the news, after the news, or whatever. They like to scalp. Some use also EAs or expert advisors or robots that are automatically doing those things, and some of them are successful. There are also traders that setting up orders before the news coming out one way or another. So they could either put limit orders to sell at certain levels when things going higher for reversals, or buy at certain levels when things are going down for reversals as well. Or they're trading the breakouts, setting up stop orders, stop buy or stop sell for the breakouts. If something breaks certain level and they think it will continue, so they enter it by setting up a buy stop order. And if they think that they want to sell short, if certain things break through certain levels, then they set up a sell stop orders for that matter. And of course, some are combining it with stops and take profits and so on. But there are few things that you can do, right? You have to choose, what kind of trading is fitting your level of experience, your personality, your level of pain tolerance, and that means your risk levels and so on. So you need to decide. If you need help, again, speak to your account managers. Okay. Moinin is asking, what is the lowest age someone can open AvaTrade account? Great question. In general, in the financial industry, a person has to be at least 18 years old to open an account. So if someone is below 18, they will not be able to open an account. So 18 and higher, no problem. Good question. Okay, we're doing good, guys. Any other questions? Feel free. I'm waiting. We covered so far all the questions that we received. Okay. Can you please provide more details on commodities selling on gold? Okay. I'm really not sure what the question is. What you're asking? I mean, commodities or currencies or stocks. It's the same thing like I mentioned in the beginning. You can sell it if you think that it's going lower, and you can cover it lower, and you can buy it. So there's no difference. It's gold, silver, oil, euro, dollar, Nasdaq futures, or anything else, right? So it's very simple. If you're on the web trader, you just find gold. I'll just bring this account here now. By the way, whoever was here last week, we did buy some gold on my demo account. That's in the profit. So you know what? Maybe let's close it and take some profits, which are fake money anyway. Okay. So let's say you want to buy gold, or sorry, you mentioned to sell gold. So you find gold. It gives you a nice message here. Great job winning that trade. We have plenty of tools to help you keep improving. Nice. Okay. So you want to sell. You just click on sell. You choose the lot size, or it's very easy. You can minimum is 1 ounce right here, and which is 0.01 lots. So one full lot is 100 ounce, as you could see here, right? So you choose to put take profit, stop loss if you'd like to, and then you just sell, right? If that's what you want to do. And also you can use AvaProtect, as I mentioned. This is too big, so you do 10 ounce, for instance. That was my previous trade. So the 10 ounce of gold, if you sell, you will use this out of your margin. Again, it depends on your leverage, where you are in the world. And the AvaProtect for 1 hour will cost you $107. And then you just sell. So here you go to your positions. And here's your position. You sold 10 ounces of gold. It's your coverage right here for an hour. And that's it. And you're hoping that the gold, I mean, if you are selling it, you're hoping that gold will go lower. So if it goes, if you have 10 ounce and it goes down $1, you just made $10 profit. If it goes down $10, you made $100 profits. Okay. I hope that that worked. Okay. Nadal again, following with the question: if I will purchase gold today, and 1 second. I keep it for 1 month as an example, do I need to pay for any storage cost during the month? Good question. I mean, you're not paying for storage because it's not a physical gold. Sorry for my sarcasm. I don't mean any harm here. So there's no storage, but if you're holding it for a month, you will be charged something they called overnight swaps. And overnight swaps are being added daily. So if you hold it for a month, you will see that each day you will be added a certain amount of swap, which is something that will be subtracted from your account at the time of closing that position. So it depends on your position size. For instance, you could see every day a few cents being added to the swaps or few dollars being added to the swaps. So let's say each day, let's say $1, you accumulate dollar in overnight swaps. So if you're holding, I just give you for calculation explanation. So if it's $1 based on the size that you decide, so within 30 days you'll acquire $30 worth of overnight swaps. So for instance, if you made on that trade within a month, I don't know, $1,000, for instance, and then you close that trade, so your net profit will be $970 because $30 will be subtracted for overnight swaps. And it's nothing to do with storage because if you trade on leverage with CFDs, you're actually borrowing the money, and that's the whole idea. Because let's say if your leverage is 30 for 1, so for each 1,000 you can trade 30,000, so actually borrowing the money, and therefore the financial charge, there's a certain percentage per year, and it's being broken, divided by 360, and the daily swap is being charged. Again, most of the instruments on Wednesdays you have triple swap because over the weekend is not being added. So if you hold it through Wednesday, you will see that on Thursday morning or Wednesday late night, you will see instead of dollar, again for calculation purposes, instead of dollar swap on that day, you will see $3 added. But then Saturday and Sunday, you won't see anything added because on Wednesday you were already charged for that. Okay, good question. So again, if you logical here, if you hold it for a long time, you acquire those swap charges. But again, it has to be logical. If you make $10 and your swap's 100, so it doesn't make sense. But if you make 100, a few hundred, a few $1,000s, and your swaps are 50 or 100, that makes sense, right? So you have to decide if it's worth holding it, right? Okay. Nitukunda is asking, is it possible to place 2 or more pending orders at the same time? Of course, you can place as many pending orders as you'd like, but here's the catch. You need to have enough money to open those orders. So for instance, if you placed pending orders, the system is not checking if you have enough money as long as it's pending. So if you place 10 orders and you have only if you have funds that only will cover 3 out of those, so when the time comes for those orders to trigger, only those 3 will be triggered and others will not. So you need to pay attention if the amount of orders makes sense as far as the equity that you have. But you can place hundreds of orders there, and sometimes I see people do it. And again, it has to make sense. You need to have enough funds for those orders to trigger. Otherwise, they will just be sitting there and doing nothing. Just you will see them visual, but then you'll be surprised how come the price came to the level of my order and I didn't get filled because there's no enough funds. As you know, the moment your margin level hits 100%, there's no more orders that you can open, right? So you need to see if that makes sense for you. Great question. Okay, guys, we're about 40 minutes into the webinar. We're doing good dynamics. Do we have any more questions? Anybody? Going once? All right, I guess that's it. I want to thank everyone for attending. Again, I'm pretty sure that Dan, just due to certain circumstances, he wasn't able to make last week and this week as well. So I was happy I was able to cover for him. You're a great audience. I want to thank everyone. Please follow the channel, especially the YouTube channel. Please like, share, subscribe. And thank you all for attending. Have a wonderful week. All the best.